what is the craziest thing that you have experienced on the metal road?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh man. On tour?
Anytime. Maybe it can be maybe while you're watching another band, maybe not just
Oh,
playing your. It can be whatever you want.
There's multiple answers to that. I for us, the so our first show ever was on 70,000 tons of metal.
Oh.
And it was after Adam died, and his brother smuggled some of his ashes onto the boat. And so they disposed of his ashes on the stage at our first show. The security guards were looking on in horror. The crowd, there's a photo of the crowd, and they're just like, I don't know if it's disgusted or shocked. Of course, then our bass player stepped on the ashes on accident.
yeah, that was definitely one of the ones for Witherfall. That's for sure one of the most bizarre moments, I would say. That's it was also like we weren't doing it to be shocking at all. It was, that was his wishes were to to have his ashes spread at our first show, because unfortunately he wasn't able to make it, So it wasn't like we were trying to be risque about it. It just happened to be. But when we talk about it now, it does seem very bizarre and macabre,
Yeah, I mean it's quite a unique story, but the fact that his brother like make his wish come true, like I think that's really like valuable, maybe, to say something. And I found that really cool, to be honest. Like it's a very, as I told you, it's a very unique story, but it's really cool, man. Like, as artists, like I don't find that to be wrong. Maybe I don't know if that might be the right word, but I think it was cool to honor his legacy, if you want to put it that way, by granting his wish.
That was what we were trying to do, and it was 3:30 in the morning on.
It was emotional.
Probably in the we must have been in the Atlantic. Yeah, 3:30 in the morning. Yeah, that was that was a wild one. Besides that, I mean, other bands I've been in, there have been fights on the tour buses, fights on planes, fist fights, all that kind of stuff. But you probably heard those many times before,
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard a little bit of fighting stories.
Something that a funny one. We were crossing. Okay, the story goes that we were in Holland playing a show, and the next show was in the UK, and our tour manager comes in the bus and is like, "Quick, guys, we have to get rid of all this drugs before we pass to the UK," and we had like bunch of weeds like muffins and stuff to smoke and edibles, and we're like, okay, all right. Doing all that, and we got rid of the evidence. We got to the UK and we're trying to cross the border and nobody knew their names. We're like, and Mauricio got real sick. He puked all over the floor.
Oh.
People were like, what was I don't know, it was just a really chaotic thing, and it's engraved in my mind as a cool thing, a cool crazy thing that happened. There's so many other situations I could have chose to talk about, but that was a good one.
Oh, I don't know. What can I say? Some special? Maybe a story when we were in the Czech and we were playing in Czechia. We were taking the elevator, and the guy in my band, he was very drunk, and he fell outside the elevator, and he has long hair, and his hair was stuck between when the elevator doors, his hair was on the outside, and the elevator went down, and he was on the outside, and we were in the elevator, So we
Yeah, yeah.
were going down, and he was lying on the outside, and we would hear him screaming because his hair was stuck. And we went down, and then we thought, what the fuck was happening now? So and the other guy didn't want to go up again. So I had to go up and see what happened. And when I come up again, he was gone. I couldn't find him.
Oh.
So, but when we find him again, he has lost actually a bit of his hair, and he has you know, a wound on the side.
Oh.
So that was a bit creepy episode.
Yeah, I
actually.
bet.
Yeah.
And painful as well. Oh, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
painful
That's
for
crazy.
him. Yeah.
That's the first one. I've never heard a story like this before, so that's
Okay.
yeah, that's crazy for sure.
Oh my God. Well, there are a few. Me and our former bass player Nalle Paulsson was in the tour bus in England once. That's what comes up directly to my mind. And it was so warm on that bus, so we were sitting only in our calzoncillos, you know, underwear.
Yeah.
And it was 5 o'clock in the morning, and we were sitting, talking, drinking coffee. All of a sudden, the bus caught fire. And we had to go out in the middle of, just throw ourselves out of the bus in the highway in Scotland in the middle of November. 2 blonde guys in underwear, you know, in the motorway. Yeah, that could have ended very bad, but we're still here. So
we got stopped at a service station in Belgium with flotsam and jetsam, destruction, and Nervosa, and it happened to be like in an ISIS controlled area. So we were like, that was a crazy thing, you know. So we were almost chased out there. We received a lot of death threats because they thought that they heard that we were American, or that we were among like American people. And we had to be escorted out there. Like the entire gas station was surrounded by angry ISIS supporters who wanted to kill us because we were Americans. So we had to be there. We had to be escorted by the police from the gas station. That was a crazy thing.